What will be Saddiq Bey's role when he gets back from his ACL surgery? And is he a long-term piece in DC? We're going to talk about it and more next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again, and I appreciate you guys making Locked On Wizards your first listen every single day. We are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, everybody, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, Saddiq Bey is the topic of the night. What would his role be when he gets back from surgery? Because obviously he's going to be missing probably about 3/4 of the season. And in my opinion, he should definitely sit for the season. I don't really see a reason to rush him back. But what will his role be, whether it's in the second half of the season or beginning of next year? And is he a long-term piece here in DC? So we're going to look at some stats and everything in between, and we're going to kind of go from there. But guys, real quick, I'm still under the weather. I'm still dealing with a chest infection right now. My vocal cords are on fire, so I might cough a little bit. Like I said, I might be sweating a little bit, so just definitely bear with me. I wanted to get some content out to you guys. I wanted to chop it up with you guys before the weekend started, man. So definitely, again, appreciate you guys, and please bear with me because, like I said, I'm gonna be sitting here sweating, and I'm still dealing with a really bad chest infection, man, and my vocal cords are giving me a run for my money, man. But like I said, I definitely want to roll with y'all tonight, man, and talk about some Saddiq Bey, man. So let's get into it, man. Saddiq Bey. Now, we did get Saddiq Bey on the cheap. Now, if you look at his contract situation, man, I mean, yes, a lot of that had to do with the fact that he is coming off a ACL injury. So we got him. If you look at this 3-year deal, but if you look at the money per year, year one, 2024 to 2025 season, he's making 6.4. He goes to 6.1 and then back to 6.4. So overall it is a $19 million contract. Now, again, you can argue that if he was not hurt with an ACL surgery or ACL injury that requires surgery, that we probably would not have been able to acquire him. I mean, he's a guy at age 25 who, if we're about to look at the stat line, but he's a guy who can play. He's a baller. I mean, he's a DMV product. He's from he went to DeMatha with the Silver Friends. And like I said, and it's funny because this particulars about his life that kind of, if you look at it, kind of show about particulars about my life. It's funny. But let's take a look at Saddiq Bey real quick. And like I said, the particulars, he was actually born in Charlotte, North Carolina. So my wife is actually from Charlotte, North Carolina. He went to DeMatha High School. I know a lot of people who went to DeMatha. They were a powerhouse, still remain so. And then ended up transferring to Sidwell Friends, which is a team that I played in high school in football. So, like I said, local guy, man, DMV guy. Now, looking at his stats, what can we, first of all, before we get into what his role would be, what can we expect from Saddiq Bey? What can we realistically expect from him? Now, I mean, if you look at stats, slightly under his career high of 33 minutes in his sophomore campaign in Detroit. He shot 41% from field goal, 31% from three, 83% from free throw, 6.5 rebounds per game, which was a career high, 1.5 assists, 0.8 steals, and 0.2 blocks. Now, he did score 13.7 points per game. Now, what to expect? Now, ACL surgery, like I said before, ACL surgery is not like it used to be, right? Where it was a death sentence. When I say death sentence, I mean, it was it wasn't a guarantee that you were going to be the same player coming back from that. Now, with advances in medical science and stuff like that, players are able to not only come back from ACL surgeries and be somewhat close to the player they were, they still hold on to a lot of explosiveness to a certain degree, depending on the player. Now, looking at John Wall, there's a guy where a lot of his issues had to do with his Achilles. I think that if he didn't have the Achilles injury, he would be probably a little more explosive than he would have been without the injury. But like I said, the ACL surgery is not like it used to be. It's not a death sentence for an athlete. You can definitely come back, be productive. Now, will you lose, a little bit of your game? To a certain degree, yeah. But Saddiq Bey, like I said, if you look at his stat line, his best year was 2021 and 2022 with the Detroit Pistons, where he played 82 games and started all 82 games. But since then, he's had some injuries. Next year, 2023 or 22 to 23, where he spent half the season with the Pistons and the other half with the Atlanta Hawks. With Detroit, he played 52 games, started 30, and then with Atlanta, 25 and started 7. But last year, again, did play 63 games, but only started 51. So, I mean, I always say, guys, availability is your best ability. So he's shown that he can definitely be on the court. Like I said, his best time or best season, in my opinion, as far as playing was 2021 to 2022, where he played and started in all 82 games. That was also the year where he averaged 33 minutes per game. So he's definitely a starter in Motown. And he also averaged 16.1 points per game. So it kind of shows you what his capabilities are if given 30 plus minutes. He's a guy who, if you look at his field goal percentage, his best year was 2022 to 23, where he shot 47%, but he hovers around 41 to 44%, with his best being 47. Now, 3-point, last year he did take a step back, shooting 31, but the year previous he shot 40% with Atlanta, 34% with Detroit. The year before that, he shot 34%, and then his rookie season shot 38. So he's a guy who is definitely a 3 and D wing who can definitely get in there and get rebounds, man. Because, like I said, he's averaging around 5.5 rebounds throughout his career. So what would his role be? Now, to really answer that, you got to kind of look at the situation with the salary cap and the contracts, because he's on a 3-year contract. So is Jonas Valanciunas. So is Kyle Kuzma. So is Jordan Poole. Also, look at other factors. You look at him. Saddiq Bey is a guy who can play small forward, but can also play power forward. But what are a couple of intangibles can kind of hold him up from being that guy at power forward? Because if first of all, looking at small forward, obviously Bilal is the guy long term for small forward. He's definitely the 3 and D wing of the future. Now, it's not to say that Bilal can't play 2 guard, because he definitely can. But if they are intent on Saddiq Bey being a long term piece in DC, the best fit would be small forward. Because if you look at what they're trying to do as a power forward, yeah, you're going to get to a point where they're going to eventually move on from Kyle Kuzma. Now, saying that, Cooper Flagg, power forward. So that's definitely a guy that is highly coveted, not only by the Washington Wizards, but most teams in the top 5 or potentially the top 10. But and then obviously other talent that can definitely be game changers for the Wizards. Ace Bailey's a guy who I really like. Dylan Harper, the list goes on. There's a lot of good prospects in this draft, especially at point guard. You got Chouard, the French point guard. So the list goes on. This is a really, really good draft to find 1, maybe 2 high impact players to really, boost up your rebuild. Because like I said, I see it being a 3-year rebuild, 3 to 4 years. But like I said, this draft coming up, and even 2026, there's some man, I'm trying not one hit wonders, but one hitter quitters, man. Some guys who could definitely play some good basketball. So like I said, what would his fit be long term? That is a really good question. So like I said, his role, before we get into his long term role, his role coming back, because like I said, I'm in favor of him sitting the year. I don't see a point of him coming back. We're not going to be very good. It's not like we need him for a playoff push. Let him sit the year. Let him come out the beginning of next year and see what we have. Especially seeing what we have after the draft. Because I think, again, because Saddiq Bey plays basketball, man. He is a baller, man. So, like I said, what was his role be the beginning of next year, even if he comes back later this season, that being that 3 and D guy. He's proven that he can definitely stretch the floor, shoot at a high percentage for 3-point. Definitely on the defensive end is a dog. He can get in there and get rebounds. So he's a guy who could definitely make this team better. Like I said, we got him on the cheap, and a big reason for that is because of ACL surgery, or injury and then surgery. Say the surgery first. So you can argue that if he did not get hurt, we probably would not acquire him, because his price tag would have been significantly higher. But look, you take what you can get, man. Like I said, Will Dawkins is cooking like an air fryer. This man is playing chess, not checkers. And like I said, not only Jonas Valanciunas, but looking at Saddiq Bey, this is a really good under the radar, underrated move, because you have a nice young player, age 25, he's a couple years away from hitting his prime, who can definitely be a high impact player for the Washington Wizards. But then again, and like I said, you see other guys on the roster, because again, going back to the salary cap situation, 3 years is the timeline. Jordan Poole, 3-year contract. Again, Kyle Kuzma, Jonas Valanciunas, and then Saddiq Bey. And then, if you look at other contracts, a lot of contracts are coming off the books within this year or next year. Looking at Malcolm Brogdon, his prime contract at 22.5, so he'll be gone. Rashawn Holmes, he needs a 2-year deal, so he's definitely going to be gone after next year. So, like I said, they're slowly but surely moving a lot of these veteran contracts off the books, man. And so hopefully they can definitely get some assets back in return. Some other guys to look at real quick. Obviously, Corey Kispert, Johnny Davis are on team options, so we'll see about that. We should be getting that news very, very soon. Same thing with Patrick Baldwin Jr.'s team option. But like I said, I think the Saddiq Bey can make this a better team. But it all depends on what is the true vision. Like I said, this is a question that I'm going to ask Will Dawkins at Media Day, because I think a lot of us want a clearer picture of what truly is the timeline. I say it all the time, guys, that the 5 players underneath of Will Dawkins as far as draft, excuse me, draft picks, they're all under the age of 21. But if you look at the fact that we have young veterans like Jordan Poole at age 25 who haven't hit his prime yet, he could very well be a long-term piece. But he could also be a piece where if they boost his value, they could end up moving him at some point. I think he should definitely be considered a future piece until he gives you a reason not to. Same thing with Saddiq Bey. Again, it really a lot of that comes down to, is he that same player? Is he coming back from ACL injury and subsequent surgery? Is he going to be that same player? If he is, you definitely consider him a future piece. So you guys get in the comment section. Like I said, you guys definitely get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Is Saddiq Bey a long-term piece for you guys? What role do you envision him this season or the beginning of next season? And well, it really is no end, right? There was a couple of good questions. Definitely get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking, man. Do you see Saddiq Bey as a long-term piece? Does his injury history really concern you? And again, what role do you guys envision him when he comes back for the Washington Wizards? So, guys, like I said, it's going to be short and simple tonight. After I'm going to get into the ad, and then we're going to get in the comments and start Friday off like we always do. And again, appreciate you guys for everybody just coming in. I'm just getting over a chest infection, man. I'm still in the middle of this thing, so I'm sweating. I'm hurting a little bit, but I'm trying to definitely chop it up with you guys tonight, man. So we're gonna get in the comments, guys. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. So you've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you guys tonight, man. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out of market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Just visit FanDuel.com to download America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel. And again, thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen of the day. For your second listen, enjoy the Locked On NBA podcast. There is no off-season in the NBA, let me tell you. And Locked On NBA provides daily basketball analysis from national and local experts in 30 minutes or less. No one keeps you as informed and entertained as Locked On NBA. Available on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Like I said, I can't get loud tonight, guys, man, because my vocal cords are burning right now, man. So like I said, definitely appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight. My apologies for missing last night's video, man, because, like I said, I'm in the middle of this chest infection, but I wanted to get something out. I'll definitely chop it up with you guys before the weekend starts and definitely talk about some Saddiq Bey. So, all right, everybody, let's, we actually don't have comments, man. So, let's see. Well, usually we get some comments on here, but like I said, whenever you guys want to comment, definitely comment like we do on live videos, man. So, we're going to take a look at a couple other things, man. If we don't get any comments tonight, we'll definitely be on our way out and enjoy our weekend, man. So again, Saddiq Bey, guys, what is his long-term role here in DC? And like I said, we've talked a lot about timeline. What is the timeline? What is the true timeline? And if you look back at before the draft, when we still had Deni Avdija on the team, you looked at Deni Avdija, looked at Corey Kispert, you look at, there was a time we looked at Johnny Davis and Rui Hachimura, and they were future pieces. Obviously, we moved on from Rui Hachimura, we moved on from Deni Avdija. Johnny Davis is probably on his way out, and Corey Kispert, right now he's up for his rookie extension. So we'll see if he's a long-term piece. I definitely think they're going to, best case scenario, they'll sign him to a team-friendly deal, and he could be our three-point shooter and be that microwave scorer off the bench. Worst case scenario, and it's not really a worst case scenario to a certain degree, but kind of another scenario. They sign him to a Deni contract, a very team-friendly contract, and move on from him. But let's take a look at the timeline real quick. And like I said, I think it's 3 years because, again, if you look at a lot of these veterans on the roster, Jordan Poole, 3 years, 3-year contract. So 3 years to me is going to be, and two things come with that. One, you've got a lot of these veteran contracts off the books. Number two, you have what? Bilal Coulibaly will be up for a rookie extension. So let's take a look at 2027 to 2028, which is the year where a lot of these veteran contracts will be off the books. Only contracts that'll be on the books that year will be Alex Sarr. It'll be his last year under a team option. He'll be making 15.6. Bob Carrington will be making 7.2 under his second team option, and Keyshawn George is making 5.4 under his fourth team option. So, like I said, we'll be in a good situation as far as salary cap because we should be able to offer Bilal Coulibaly a really good extension if he's earned it. Like I said, there's a lot of ifs with that. Does he stay? Does he become that player that we think he can be? A star potential type of player, and I think he will be. Like I said, he's very raw. He's a guy that his offensive side is going to take time to really gel. and really find who he is as an offensive player. But his defense is already there. So, again, looking at the salary cap, 3 years to me is the timeline. After 3 years, you're going to start to see a different picture and a different roster because, again, 4 of your major veteran players will be off contract. And then before then, you'll definitely be off of Malcolm Brogdon by then, Rashawn Holmes by then, Marvin Bagley III by then. And obviously there's other questions, Corey Kispert, do they take his option? I think they will. Johnny Davis, is a guy where we don't necessarily know if they're going to take his option. He has 2 years left on his contract. He potentially could make 5.2 this season and 6.7. But again, no guarantees. We are +1. We need to move on from a player. So to me, the 2 players you're looking at who could potentially be on their way out of DC would be, and I hate to say this, but Patrick Baldwin Jr. and Johnny Davis. Now, really, you can look at it and say Patrick Baldwin Jr., PBJ has the upper hand with his 3-point shooting, but then his 3-point shot hasn't stand up. It hasn't really been what we imagined it to be. So, like I said, both of those guys are guys that I definitely envision could be on their way out. So, again, guys, we definitely talked about a lot tonight. Like I said, I'm still under the weather, man. I'm about to lay it down. But I definitely wanted to get this information out for everybody. I was hoping to get some comments. We usually get comments, but like I said, it's Friday night, and not sweat, man. I know right now is the time of the year. We're gearing up for the training camp and everything, but right now it's not a lot going on. So, like I said, hopefully when we get closer to the season, we'll get back where we usually are. We're getting a lot of feedback from comments, man. So, man, it's all good, y'all. So, again, appreciate you guys. And real quick before we move on, we'll talk to you guys about Locked On NBA. Thank you again for making Locked On Wizards your first listen today. Now, for your second listen, go find Locked On NBA, where the local experts keep you updated daily on all the biggest storylines of the season. Find Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. All right, everybody. Again, we talked about a lot tonight, but definitely get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking, man. And looking forward a little bit. I will be releasing 6 videos next week. And then on the 30th is Media Day. So I will be there. That is the last day of the month. For September is the 30th. So I will be there and we will be going live so I can break down a lot of the information I got from the players and the execs at Media Day. Definitely looking forward to that, to get you guys some good content from the Washington Wizards Media Day down at the practice facility. So again, guys, we covered a lot tonight. Saddiq Bey. He's a guy that, again, will not be here for 3 quarters of the season. But what role do you guys envision when he gets back? And is he a long-term piece in DC? Guys, definitely get in the comment section and let me know. If you're not a member of Washington Locked On Wizards, man, I'm telling you, it's been a long night. If you're not a member of Locked On Wizards, man, definitely consider me because we got a lot of good content coming your way, man. Media Day's coming up. Preseason's coming up. Training camp coming up. And the regular season is right around the corner. So, like you said, definitely gearing up to be a special season. Not going to be a very winning season, man, but it's going to be special nevertheless. So, and again, for all you guys that don't know, I know that 98% of you guys know, but I'm here long term, man. So, like I said, this will not be my last year. I'll be here for a while, man. So I definitely look forward to future years and really seeing this rebuild unfold, man, and see it come to fruition, man. So again, appreciate you guys, man. I get a lot of love from you guys, man. So like I said, appreciate you. As you can see, I am sweating and my vocal cords are hurting right now. So I'm going to definitely lay it down, man. Oh, I got one comment. I'm going to knock this out real quick. Fritz Foxwell says small ball, power forward spreading the floor. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely see that as being his role later this season if they bring him in and the beginning of next year. So definitely appreciate the comment, Fritz, man. So again, you guys enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys Sunday. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping 6 videos starting on Sunday next week and really get into everything, man, before Media Day. So again, definitely appreciate you guys, man. So look, you guys enjoy your weekend. If you drink responsibly. I probably won't be hitting the bourbon too much, man. I'm probably going to lay it down, man. So again, I will see you guys Sunday night. Hail to the Wizards and peace. See you guys next time.